What's up, everyone? It's me, it's your boy, it's Martina Sellers, your mental health hygienist, coming to you live and always in living color in Southern California. Y'all know what I say, where the sun is always shining, even when the time frame is a little bit shorter. We are so grateful for you being here on tonight. And let me start off by saying this. I want to shout out to Joseph, and my apologies for our screw up. And we were supposed to have the dating expert on here, the love and relationship expert on here tonight. I messed some things up, and so we're pivoting a little bit. That's what we do because this is a live show. We pivot, and again, we're going to have Joseph on at a different time, but I wanted to definitely give my apologies to Joseph for my screw up and not getting things over to you in a timely manner. But we are here tonight because we want to talk about having an attitude of gratitude, being thankful in all of our relationships, good friends, happiness, and appreciation, what that looks like. But let me remind you what we do and why we do what we do on the Mental Health Matters with Marty show. We want to remind you that Mental Health Marty is intended for psychoeducation purposes. What are you saying by that? It is intended to support you in your mental health journey. We are not a substitute for you seeing your therapist. We are not a substitute for you getting the proper help. And in fact, we want to promote you getting the support that you need. And so this show is designed to be a supplement to help you along your mental health journey so that you can have the proper support and the proper support system so that we change the negative stigma as it pertains to mental health, especially in our underserved and communities of color where we are not represented in full numbers like we should be. However, if you're experiencing any type of psychiatric emergency, we want you to go to your nearest urgent care or dial 911, or better yet, dial 988, which is the National Mental Health helpline that will help you along your journey. But again, now, how do you stay engaged with us during this show? I am so glad that you asked that question. You would stay engaged by going over to the Mental Health Marty YouTube channel. And when you get over there to the YouTube channel, please like and subscribe to that channel. And you will hear the ping sound so that you know that you are subscribing to it. And that sound lets you know that you will be notified any and every time that we have a live show going on, because your involvement matters. So again, welcome. So glad you are here. Hope that everyone is doing well. I hope you got your shopping done, everything else that you need to get done for this amazing holiday season, because, we want to make sure you're not in this hustle and bustle of the traffic, and lines are crazy long, not just at the gas stations, y'all, but at the stores and everything that's out there. And we want you to practice healthy mental health awareness as we're going through this holiday season. Now, the holiday seasons can be a joyous time, but it can also be a sad time for many, many people as well. But I want to help you come along today to support you along this journey of why, and some things just to remind us of helpful tips and why to be thankful in our relationships, not only in our relationship with others, but in our relationships with ourselves as well. So, yes, come on. Hey, Miss Tanya, how you doing? Hope everything is going well. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for always being a faithful listener on the show, and hope that everything is going well with you in Anaheim Hills out there in the big OC. Yes, we are but grateful. Listen, as I was reflecting on the show today, I was wanted to think about the benefits of having a thankful and grateful heart, and what are, as we're saying, thankfulness in relationships, good friends, happiness, and appreciation, because those things can affect us in so many ways. As I was sharing that this can be a very sad and difficult time for many people, but I'm hoping we can have this conversation and definitely take it from a different perspective. Hey, good evening, Jeff. Hey, man, hope everything is going well, and hope that you are having a great time with the fam out there. Um, Okay, yes, thank you. Just making some quick adjustments here, y'all. Yes, yes, there we go. Much better, much better. Yes, and hope that everyone is doing well out there in this time. But I want to talk about the benefits of having a thankful and grateful heart. There are so many things, and I want to hit 10 basic benefits of that we're going to first personally, what are the benefits of being grateful and having a thankful mindset in your everyday thing, language, and all that? First and foremost, it makes you more optimistic. Personally, have you ever been just around people who are pessimistic all the time? You can say, it's a beautiful day. Like, what's beautiful about it? It's too hot, or it's too cold, or it's too windy. First, having a thankful and grateful heart, listen, it changes your optimism, and you look at life not from the glass being half empty, but it definitely being half full, if not all the way full. And you learn to approach life from a very optimistic and looking at it from a point of being positive and not necessarily negative. And that is so vital and important in life. Talk to me, Ames. I know that you're talking about that. Yes, that's so important. And then I'm going to go here too. In this materialistic society that we live in, when you have an attitude of gratitude and you have a thankful heart, materialism and things that other people worry about, making sure you have the latest designer stuff, all that goes out the window. And you throw all that because material things don't matter and they don't consume you as much. You're grateful for the Target jeans. You're grateful for the t-shirt. You're grateful for just having clean clothes and having a house to go to. You may not have the new Mercedes, but you're grateful that you have a car that takes you from place to place. We don't focus so much on the materialism and the materialistic things of this society, but we learn how to be content in everything, whether we have a lot or whether we have little. We learn to be content, and we learn to take care of the things and the possessions and the valuable things that we do have. We don't place our things in material and things that can decay or things that can be destroyed, but we place value in relationships. We place value in being healthy. We place value in having a healthy mindset. We place value in the right things and not necessarily the things that can be easily snatched away, and things that really don't add to who we are as a person and does not add to our character. We place value on more character things. So when we're looking at a personal perspective of being grateful and thankful. Now, when we're talking about emotional point of view, whenever we have a grateful and thankful heart, listen, not only do we become more optimistic, not only do we not focus so much on the material things, we then find happiness and resilience in the small things. What are you talking about, Marty? I'm so glad you asked that question. We find happiness in the small things of life, and we become more resilient when other things may not turn out the way that we anticipated them to turn out. Because too often we allow the circumstances of life to determine our gratefulness, our gratitude, our thankfulness, and our happiness. My happiness is not built on external things. My contentment and joy is built because it has an internal barometer and not a thermostat that can be turned on and off at any time. So having the right thankfulness and emotional gratitude, it then makes us more happy. And I love the word content, and we have a stronger resilience to various things in life. And not only that, it produces a stronger psychological well-beingness and balance in our lives. I learned how to be appreciative. I learned how to be grateful. I learned how to be thankful. And as a result of that, my psychological well-being is much stronger because I'm not allowing the outside circumstances to determine my overall gratitude and thankfulness of this life. Now, it doesn't mean that outside circumstances and outside situations cannot disrupt. It does not mean it cannot interrupt, and it cannot mean it cannot try to destroy. However, I don't place my hope and my joy and my thankfulness on external things. I base them upon internal pleasures. You know, you may not have that full turkey. You may not have the spread that you may have wanted. You may not have had the budget that you wanted for this Thanksgiving. But when you think about that, you are alive and well, that so many people that were started off the year with us in 2022, they're not with us now. But we can have a different relationship with them by having and returning and remembering the joy that they brought us. That's internal. And I'm not allowing the external things to have such a detrimental effect on thinking from a different perspective affect me personally. Not only does it affect me psychologically, it also affects me socially. When I have an attitude of thankfulness, when I have an attitude of gratitude, I then look at my relationships from a different perspective as well. It increases how I interact with those loved ones that are in my family. It increases how I interact with workers on my job, how I interact with people at the store, how I just interact in general. So I have more value in the relationships that I have, and I'm looking at how I strengthen them. Why? Because I'm grateful for the time that we have together. For those people whose love language is about quality time, this is a wonderful time to reflect on the quality of the relationships that we have. I'm so grateful for family. I'm so grateful for friendships. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I may not be able to spend face-to-face time with them, but I'm grateful for the memories that we have. I'm grateful for the time that I have access to them. And not only am I grateful for increased gratitude in the relationships that I have with close friends, but I also am grateful for the social circles that I have and the social situations and the social support systems that I have that strengthen who I am. Now, I know that a lot of times during these next 4 to 6 weeks, where there's so much pressure to go to this party, to that party, and go to this function and that function, I want to encourage you to really carve out time to reflect on the quality of those relationships. You may only get to spend 10, 15 minutes with your family or friends, but you know what? Reflect on the quality of the time that's there and the social constructs to support your social support network. I say it like this: your network can determine your net worth. Let me say that once again. Your network can determine the quality of your net worth. So I ask this question: what's your net worth like? If you had to quantify your net worth, what is your social net worth? Is it filled with friends and family and loved ones that pour into you? Or are these relationships one that pour and constantly pull from you that leave you drained? Because that is something you need to think about too. What is the net worth and of the relationships that you are in? So not only do having an attitude of thanksgiving, not only have an attitude of gratefulness pours into our personal relationships, not only does it pour into our emotional relationships, not only does it pour into our social relationships and social network, it can pour into your career goals and your career development as well. Listen, when I have this right attitude, and gratefulness on the job, do you know that it can also increase my work performance? Many of us worry about why our work performance is so low. Many of us worry about why maybe the review that you got was not what you thought it should have been. But are you grateful for the job that you have? It may not be the salary that you desire, but it is paying some bills. It is taking care of you. Are you grateful for the job? Are you going in with the right attitude? Are you going in expecting what, and even come from the attitude of what can I contribute to my job? And how can I make my job performance better? Are you going in with the right attitude? Are you looking for opportunities, not not just to grow yourself, but to grow those around you. That's having an attitude of gratitude. And also, when I have this attitude, not only does my work performance increase, but also my work satisfaction increases as well. Are you wondering why maybe you're not satisfied and you're leaving the job not fully satisfied? What are you doing to contribute to that and to change the trajectory of what you're doing and how you are manifesting that in your work performance? That's a question to ask. What are you doing, and what are you doing career-wise? And finally, I want to talk about the last point of this attitude of gratitude is that it does affect our mental health performance. We're a mental health show, so we got to talk about mental health. When I have an attitude of gratitude, when I have an attitude of thanksgiving, it increases my mental health. What are you saying, Marty? I'm saying it decreases anxiety, it decreases depression, it decreases all those other things, isolation and so many other things, depression that we go through so much. Why? Because I'm looking at it from an attitude of gratefulness and thanksgiving, and not so much about what I'm not receiving, but what I am. So it definitely increases our mental health, but it also increases and improves our physical health as well. So imperative that we do these things as we are looking at this thankfulness, this attitude of gratitude. It impacts and really does a I'm lost for words, but it improves our mental health and physical health as well. Listen, as we're going through this time of reflection and thanksgiving, we want to wish you and your family the most prosperous Thanksgiving and time of gratitude. I don't know what this looks like. I want to encourage you to maybe take some time to meditate. I want to encourage you to take some time to do a reflection journal. I want to encourage you to take some time, reach out to 5 people that you may have not reached out to in a long time. You know that list of those family members, those friends saying, "Oh, I need to call them," or "I'm going to do better." Now's your opportunity to do better. Take some time out of your busy schedule just to make a phone call, send a text message, show some appreciation to those around you. Tell someone what a difference they've made in your life just this year alone. Tell someone how you value them and how they've made a positive impact in your life. Maybe it's sending a card. Maybe it's inviting them over for dinner. I know that 2 years ago we were worried about because we could not have the Thanksgiving times that we were so appreciative of and that we were so reflective and accustomed of doing. Now we have the opportunity of restoring a lot of traditions. Now we have the opportunity of not isolating and sheltering alone, but we have the opportunity to go back to these friendships and family and friends. What are you going to do different that you did not do maybe in 2021 that we could not do in 2020 because we were in the midst of a pandemic that we had never experienced before? Several of us were depressed. Several of us were anxious. We didn't know what to do. But now that that time is over, what are you going to do to have an attitude of gratitude and thankfulness this year, maybe that you haven't had in 2021, maybe that you didn't have in 2020, maybe that you didn't even have at the beginning of this year, but now you have the opportunity to do something different. And we are so grateful for that. Again, on behalf of Mental Health Marty and our entire staff, from the Mac in the back and everyone else, we want to wish you an amazing Thanksgiving and that you have the opportunity of doing something different, that being grateful. So, dear, we're going to go right to the end in this amazing journey called life. We don't want you to continue to secretly suffer in silence in the shadow of shame, but we want you to speak up, speak out, and live. Have an amazing Thanksgiving, and more importantly, remember to enjoy your life. God bless you, and we'll see you next week. Take care.